Maybe before I go into the question, let me add that Desmond is not alone. I've also had a betting account before. For about 3 months, I tried to explore. But this was many years ago when I had worked as a stockbroker for maybe about 6 years. And so also to add to what Doc said, it's not necessarily a youth thing. I'm middle aged and I have colleagues and seniors that bet actively. So it's an endemic problem. It's not just the youth that are going through it. Now you're right. I think regulation has a part to play, and so as part of my notes when I was preparing for the conversation, I put down something that I call the regulation, and then so marrying regulation and the participants in the market, regulation and engagement tools. To be honest, the first time I signed on to a betting app, my first reaction was, whoa, I wish I could get this from my trading account. Because at the time, I was running an online equity trading platform that allowed my clients to trade directly to the stock exchange. But even for those guys, they couldn't log on to the app and then make deposits instantly. They would have to send some monies to a bank. I'll need to nudge my finance officer to credit the account before they see it. When they sell their stock, they see the credit on their app, but they can't withdraw. But on betting apps, you can sign up, you can deposit, you can win a game, you can get your money within a short period. So regulation, it's such that market participants have been boxed into a space where you have a long form for KYC that your investors need to sign up to. It needs to go to some level of operational check and compliance. Then the account is approved, and then these guys can trade. Let me give you a practical example. We're in Cape Coast 2 days ago. We spoke to students. Except for the internet challenges, when I came back, I checked my dashboard. I see a lot of students have signed up. My operations and compliance team is now reviewing. I mean, even if we didn't have the internet challenge, I don't think the review would have happened by now. It would take maybe 3-4 days. If they go to an investment app, if they go to a betting app, as soon as they sign up, the account is live. So I think that, not to put everything on regulation, I think that even as market participants and financial institutions, we need to continually find ways to be innovative. We have about maybe 24, 26 stock brokerage firms, about 84 asset management companies. But how many of these companies even have investment apps, first of all? Then to even talk of the ones that have it and how sometimes cumbersome it is. I mean, the turnaround time needs to be worked on so that it becomes more competitive. So I don't have a yes or no answer, but I think that regulation has a part to play. Even for those investment companies that have apps, ask them how tough it was to get through regulatory approval to launch those apps. Because you're trying to marry client experience with regulation. And you're trying to make some things more refreshing for the younger people, the Gen Zs, or maybe the millennials. But your regulator says, no, put this here, put this here, put this here. So sometimes it makes the process more cumbersome. But at the same time, you also understand the regulator. They are trying to, sometimes even the regulator understands that what they are telling you to do is tough. But they also have old rules and old statutes that they cannot allow you to do it because this is what the regulation says. The regulation is a 2003 airline that they've been trying to change for God knows how long, but they haven't changed it yet. So they can't really tell you to flout it. And so it's an ongoing conversation, really. Maybe to summarize my point, it's an ongoing conversation. Financial institutions need to try and be innovative, try and challenge regulation, whilst regulation also has to try and find ways. I know the SEC, for example, has a sandbox, and the idea of the sandbox is to try and help market participants to do things that are not traditional. I don't think there's a lot going on there compared to what happens on the BOG side. So, ongoing.